There is an old parable that speaks of a man who climbed a mountain for 40 days and nights to reach a sacred temple at its peak. His legs ached, his feet bled, and his body screamed for rest, but his heart burned with purpose. He had a prayer so urgent, so desperate that nothing could stop him. When he finally reached the temple, exhausted and broken, the ancient keeper met him at the door. The keeper looked into his eyes and said, "Before you enter, you must leave 3 words at the threshold. If you carry them inside, your prayer will echo back to you unanswered." The man was confused. "What 3 words?" he asked. The keeper pointed to 3 stones carved with ancient symbols. "These words block the path between earth and heaven." "You've been praying wrong this whole time. 3 words that kill every prayer." The first word, doubt. The first stone glowed with an unsettling light. The keeper explained, "This is doubt, the silent assassin of faith." Many people pray, but they pray while whispering, "Will this actually work? Does anyone even listen?" They send their words upward like arrows with broken wings, never expecting them to reach their target. The keeper told him of a woman who prayed for healing every single day for a year. But in her heart, she didn't truly believe she deserved to be well. She prayed with her lips while her mind whispered, "It won't happen anyway." Her prayer just became empty rituals, words without power. When you pray from a place of doubt, the keeper said, you're essentially praying against yourself. It's like driving a car with 1 foot on the accelerator and 1 on the brake. You might move forward, but you'll never reach your destination with full speed. The man understood. He thought of all the times he'd prayed half-heartedly, going through the motions without truly believing. He knelt down and left doubt at the threshold. The second word, unforgiveness. The second stone felt heavy and cold, almost like the stone itself was grieving. The keeper's voice grew somber. "This is unforgiveness. It is the chain you forge in darkness and then bind around your own heart. Many people come to pray, carrying rage and resentment like stones in their pockets. They ask for blessing while refusing to bless others. They ask for love while clutching bitterness." The keeper told of 2 brothers who hadn't spoken in 15 years. The younger brother had stolen from the older, and pride had turned that wound into a canyon neither could cross. The older brother prayed every morning for prosperity and success, but his prayers bounced back like echoes in an empty room because unforgiveness had built a wall between him and peace. And peace is the gateway through which all real prayers pass. You cannot ask for forgiveness while you refuse to give it, the keeper said softly. You cannot ask for mercy while you show none. The universe, God, the divine, whatever you believe in, operates on a principle of reciprocity. What you hold in your heart, you hold the entire world accountable to. The man felt a sharp pain in his chest. He thought of his own father, of words left unsaid, of pride standing between them like a sentinel. He closed his eyes, whispered a prayer of forgiveness into the stone, and left it behind. The third word, selfishness. The third stone was the brightest, almost blinding, a mirror that reflected the man's own face back at him. "This is selfishness," the keeper said. "Not the natural desire to care for yourself, that is healthy, but the kind of selfishness where you pray only for your own benefit, where you negotiate with the divine as if making a business deal. Give me wealth and I'll be grateful. Give me health and I'll be good. Give me what I want and I promise to love you." The keeper shared the story of a wealthy merchant who prayed constantly, but only for more riches. He prayed that his competitors would fail. He prayed that his enemies would suffer. He prayed that his name would be remembered. Yet, despite his prayers, he grew more anxious, more paranoid, and more alone with each passing year. His prayers were like seeds planted in concrete. Nothing could grow from them. When you pray only for yourself, the keeper explained, you disconnect from the greater web of existence. You become a small, isolated thing crying out in the darkness. But when you pray for others, when you align your desires with something larger than yourself, you tap into an infinite source of power. The universe responds to those who serve something beyond their own reflection. The man thought of his own prayers, how often they began with, "I want," or "I need," how rarely they included "help others," or "guide us," or "let me be an instrument of good." Tears streamed down his face as he left the third stone at the threshold. The prayer that changed everything. Only then did the keeper step aside and invite the man into the temple. The chamber was simple, just stone walls, a single candle, and an overwhelming silence. The man knelt in the darkness and prayed. But this time, his prayer was different. He prayed with complete faith, releasing all doubt. He prayed with forgiveness in his heart, letting go of old wounds. And he prayed not for himself, but for strength to help others, for wisdom to serve, for a heart capable of love. As he spoke, something shifted in the universe. His words didn't echo, they seemed to become part of the very air, woven into the fabric of everything. The candle flame grew brighter, and the man felt a warmth that wasn't physical, a peace that transcended understanding. When he descended the mountain days later, he was changed. Not because his prayers had granted him riches or removed his problems, they hadn't, but because he had learned the secret. The barriers to prayer are not external, they live within us. Every time we pray with doubt, we block ourselves. Every time we cling to unforgiveness, we lock the door from the inside. Every time we pray only for ourselves, we become too small to receive what the universe is trying to give us. The parable teaches us that prayer is not about words reaching some distant heaven. It's about aligning ourselves with something greater than our fears, our grudges, and our endless wanting. When we leave these 3 words at the threshold, we finally become vessels worthy of being filled. The next time you kneel to pray, ask yourself, are you carrying doubt, unforgiveness, or selfishness into that sacred moment? Because the answer might reveal why heaven has been silent. But here's the good news. Unlike the stones at the temple threshold, these words can be released, and the moment you do, everything changes.